Good morning. We'll begin revising the day one topic which I've given you already. What is the topic? What are the topics for the day? Introduction, concepts and conventions, capital and revenue, journal and ledger, journal and trial balance. What we are going to do in revision is number one, the concept we will discuss. Concept we will discuss about that particular day's topic. Then we will practice multiple choice question based on that particular topic. I'll ensure that maximum multiple choice question practice is given and no question is left out. Maybe in 5 days process, we'll be doing around 400 questions, multiple choice questions we'll be doing along with the conceptual clarity we'll be doing. Okay. To begin with, okay, of course, the sessions are from 6:30 to 12. That is what is scheduled. Suppose if the target for the day is over, we'll complete earlier also. It depends on how much we complete on each day. We'll begin. Okay, first we will start with accounting. Accounting has branches. What are the branches of accounting? Financial accounting. Financial accounting. So financial accounting is concerned with simple recording the transactions. Then, of course, recording in which one? Journal, ledger, trial balance. We call it as bookkeeping. Then preparing P&L account and a balance sheet. The objective of financial accounts is just to find out financial results. Results may be, you call it as profit or loss. Profit or which one? Loss. Balance sheet shows which one? Financial position. Okay, that is the objective of financial accounting. You just prepare a P&L account to find out profit or loss. In case of non-profit organization, they call it as surplus or deficit. Okay, but that is also financial result only. Main objective is to find out profit or loss, and balance sheet shows what? Financial position as on a particular date. The second branch of accounting is which accounting? Cost accounting, where what do we find out or what do we do in cost accounting? What do we do in cost accounting? We find out cost per unit. We find out which one? Cost per unit, fix the selling price, and cost accountants aid in fixing which one? Selling price. In the long run, we want to control the cost. That is the second branch of accounting. The third branch of accounting is which one? Management accounting. We are cost and management accountants. We are called as what? Cost and management accountant. Management accounting. Management accounting is concerned with which one? Providing information for decision making. For example, the management want to decide. For that, they provide information for what? Decision making in the form of ratio analysis. They prepare cash flow statement. They prepare budgets. They provide information for decision making. We are called as cost and which one? Management accountants, where we provide information for decision making. If you are a management accountant, cost accountant helps us in fixing what is the cost per unit, fix the selling price, and which one? Control the cost. Next branch of accounting is which accounting? Human resource accounting. What is human resource accounting? This branch of accounting aims to record human resource as an asset. Employees are assets. They give economic benefits, future economic benefits. Trying to attempt human resource as an asset, that is what is called as what? Human resource accounting. It deals in valuation of human resources. A company's earnings depends on what? How better the human resources work. There is a loss-making company, there is a profit-making company. What is the difference? Simple, the method of management. The method of management, nothing but human resources. Valuation of human resources. Okay, that is next accounting, human resource accounting. For example, in case of a software company, in case of a hospital, whether the value depends on buildings, operation theatre or doctors. Doctors in case of hospital. In case of a software company, the employees. Then next accounting is which one? Social responsibility accounting. We call it as corporate social responsibility. In short form, we call it as corporate social responsibility. This accounts how a company helps the society, because we take from society water, we take air, we pollute environment, we disturb the environment. In what way you give back? Clear? So number one, ensuring you are abiding all the pollution control laws, ensuring that you are providing necessary healthcare facilities to the employees, providing good quality goods to the customers, ensuring that you are paying interest on time to the bankers, how your company is moving with the society. That is called as which accounting? Social responsibility accounting. So this is the first aspects of accounting, branches of accounting. At the foundation level, you will be learning some aspects of financial accounts and you will learn an introduction to cost accounting. Other aspects are covered only at your intermediate level, not at your foundation level. So in the examination, they can ask you, either they will give you financial accounting deals with, they will give you options you have to choose, or they will give you, for example, the branch of accounting that is involved in preparation of budgets, ratio, cash flow. They will give you options. Which accounting? Management accounting, like that, they can give you questions. Or, for example, the branch of accounting that deals with fixing the selling price, cost accounting, aiding fixing the selling price, and they can ask you questions. So this is the first aspect. The second aspect is, we are having which accounting? We are having which accounting? Financial accounting as a main syllabus. In financial accounting, today we are going to see the recording part. P&L account and balance sheet we will do in a separate class or in a future class, subsequent classes like that. Okay. Financial accounting, while doing financial accounting, we have to observe certain concepts. We have to observe certain conventions. And we have to follow golden rules. We have to follow golden rules. Apart from that, we have got accounting standards. Accounting standards are not covered at the foundation level, that is covered only at your intermediate level. What do you mean by concepts? Concepts, otherwise called as generally accepted accounting principles. Generally accepted accounting principles. Concepts in India and concepts in US, are they different? No, they are the same. Okay. We will see concepts one by one. These things you would have done in your plus 1 and plus 2 level. Of course, the first concept we call it as money measurement concept. What do you mean by money measurement concept? Only transactions which are having money or money's worth is recorded. For example, I purchase raw material. I purchase 10,000 kilogram for 5 lakhs. Which one will be recorded in accounts? Will you record kilograms or money value? Money value only will be recorded. We are paying about 500 employees, the salary about 10 lakhs. Salary only will be recorded. Quantities, values, okay, ethical nature, etc. are not recorded. This represents only financial character. Non-financial characters are not entered in which one? Financial accounts. Financial accounts is not recording. For example, you are selling the product. How much customers are satisfied? Will it be recorded in financial accounts? No. Whether employees are happy or not. Will it be recorded in accounts? No. Only money is recorded in accounts. That is the first concept. Second concept is which concept? Entity concept. Simple. Owner and business is different. That is why in the liability side we show capital. Because business has taken money from owners and outsiders. That is why we call it as third party liability. Who is the first party then? Third party, there should be 3 parties. First party is the business. Second party is the owner. Third party means anything other than the owners. We call it as which one? Third party. Is clear? So that we call it as which concept? Entity concept. Treat business and owners as different. Why? If you mix business transaction with, personal transaction, profit or loss will be incorrect. The balance sheet will not show the real financial position. Will not show real financial position. So whenever proprietor takes business money, it will be taken as what? Drawings. When they withdraw money, goods, it will be taken as what? Drawings. Whenever they bring their personal money into the business, additional capital. It will be taken as additional capital. That is called as which concept? Business entity concept. Third concept is dual aspect concept. Every debit will have an equal credit. You cannot have only debit aspect, credit aspect. A transaction will have what? Both debit as well as which aspect? Credit aspect. That is called as which concept? Dual aspect concept. Okay. This is for recording the transaction in journal, ledger, trial balance and all. We use these concepts. These are the fundamental concepts. Okay. Which everyone will follow. Fourth one is for preparing P&L account. Record incomes on accrual basis. Which means due basis accounting. Accounts records transactions on what basis? due basis. For example, I paid 10 months rent, 2 months rent is outstanding. Will you record outstanding rent or not? While doing final accounts, will you record outstanding rent? Yes. Rent paid, add outstanding rent, like that we do. We paid in advance. Next year rent we paid in advance. What will you do? Rent paid minus, like that. Because 12 months income, 12 months expenses, like that. We record on what basis? Due basis. For example, you made a fixed deposit in bank. Bank will pay interest after 6 months. Okay, but interest is accrued. We made a deposit in October month. October, November, December, January, February, March. 6 months is over. But bank will pay interest only after the next 6 months, because once in a year they pay interest, let us assume. Will you record that 6 months interest? Yes, we call it as accrued interest. We call it as which one? Accrued interest. So we record the transaction on what basis? Accrual basis. Then realization concept. Realization concept says, if there is a profit, record only when it is actually realized. For example, I am having a land. Market value is 25 lakhs. Cost is 20 lakhs. Cost is 20 lakhs. Now, will you record a cost or market value?
Market value.
No, cost. Because profit is not realized. Profit is not realized. Cost is 10 lakhs. Market value 25 lakhs. And the 15 lakhs profit. Have you got the profit? No. Have you sold the money, land and got the money? No. That's why next concept, cost concept. Cost concept and realization concept goes hand in hand. Record the transaction at what price? Cost price. Profit or loss will be recorded only when it is realized. Only when it is realized. For example, you purchased inventory, goods for 50 lakhs. If you sell, you will get 60 lakhs. If you sell, you will get 60 lakhs. You will record the inventory at cost, 50 lakhs. Will you record the profit of 10 lakhs? No. When will you record the profit? Only when it is realized. Clear? Realization concept says profit or loss should be recorded only when it is realized. Realized means you have the right to receive. You have the right to receive. Cost concept emphasis. What is emphasis? Record all the transaction at what price? Cost price. Only when you do, matching will come. When you prepare accounts for 12 months, can you take 10 months income with 12 months expenses? When you prepare accounts for 1 year, can I take only 10 months income which is collected, matched with 12 months expenses which are paid? No. Ensure that income for the period is matched with expense for the same period. When matching is possible? When you follow all the other concepts. You should have recorded the transaction on what basis? Accrual basis. Profit or loss should be recorded only when it is realized. Otherwise, you record the transactions at what price? Cost price. Only then matching is possible. What do you mean by matching? What do you mean by matching? Expenses are matched with which one? Income for the same period. Expenses are matched with income for the same period. Matching is possible only when you follow other concepts. So these are the next level concepts. These are the next level concepts. Other concepts gained in preparation of accounts. Maintain uniform accounting period. Maintain uniform. Don't keep changing. 1 year I prepare. Next year I prepare for 8 months, 12 months. Can you keep changing the accounting period? Can you keep changing the accounting period? No. Ensure that you are maintaining what? Uniform accounting periods. Okay. So, can you keep changing the accounting period? For example, first year I prepare from January to December. Second year I shift to April to March. Next year, September to October. Can I keep changing accounting period? No. Maintain uniform accounting period. Don't change which one? Accounting periods. When you change accounting period, you cannot do comparison. What was the profit of the last year? You cannot compare with current year and next year. So maintain what? Uniform accounting period. And the going concern. What do you mean by going concern? Assume that the business will be continued for a longer period. If you don't do that, you will never follow all these concepts. Because only for a person who is going to live, rules are required. For a person who is not going to live, rules are not required. Adhe mari business live. Only when you assume going concern, then all other concepts you will follow. You will record asset at cost, you will record income on accrual basis, you will provide for all losses, you will match income with expenses properly, and you will record, you will prepare balance sheet only when there is a going concern. ரொம்ப simple. Why are you having assets? Why are you having assets? Because it will give future economic benefits. If there is no going concern, then there is no future, means you will not prepare balance sheet at all. For example, I borrow money. When will I call it as liability? Tomorrow if I live, it will be a liability. Tomorrow you know that you are going to die. Will you call it as a liability? No. So liability, there is, when loan borrowed, you will take it as income. Assets you will not record as asset because tomorrow we are going to close. Tomorrow we are going to close. So don't do like that. Assume going concern means business will continue for a longer period. So what are the concepts in accounting? Record monetary values only. Treat business and owners as separate. Every debit will have an equal credit. Ensure that income is recorded on what basis? Due basis, accrual basis. Profit or loss should be recorded only when it is realized. Cost concept ensures record the transaction at what price? Cost price. Match income with expenses. Maintain uniform accounting period. Then ensure that, assume that the business will continue for a longer period. Did I omit any concept? Okay, based on this, MCQ can be tested. For example, Mr. X purchased goods for 5 lakhs. Market value is 8 lakhs. Mr. X recorded at 8 lakhs. Mr. X recorded at market value 8 lakhs. Which concept is violated? No, cost concept. Recording in a concept. Cost concept is violated on the Mari. You will write the answer. We will see. The multiple choice question la, first concept discuss panidla, then we will see which one, the multiple choice question. Conventions, concept can a difference. Wear helmet. This rule or guideline? General wear helmet is the rule or guideline? Rule. Violate panna, fine, pay panna. Okay. Driving license lama drive panna kodadu. Rule. Concepts are like rules. If you violate rules, then you are subject to penalty. Nobody will accept your accounts. Nobody will accept your accounts. Morning kulichittu vandingla? Kulikirungiradhu rule ah? Illa, adu convention. Conventions are past values, customs and beliefs suggested for goodness. Past values, beliefs suggested for goodness. Whether you have to play in the morning time or study in the evening time. Learn in the morning time because your mind will be fresh. Play in the evening time because you will get the energy back. You will get the energy back. That is the convention. Illa sir, na morning da vilayadra, evening da padipanna ulla eradu avladha. Midnight la padipannu sonna 10 மணி நேரம் book வெச்சு படிச்சிருப்போம், 2 மணி நேரம் தான் உள்ள மைண்ட்ல ஏறும் இல்லையா? Conventions are past values. இதெல்லாம் பிளைண்டா ஃபாலோ பண்றாங்க, ஃபாலோ பண்ணுங்க. அப்படி இல்லைன்னா ரொம்ப சிம்பிள். For example, let us assume you are going for a lunch today. Why can't you start with இந்த ஆர்டர்ல பீடா சாப்பிட்டு, curd rice, ரசம், சாம்பார், அப்புறம் சப்பாத்தி, அப்புறம் ஸ்வீட், அப்புறம் சூப், இந்த ஆர்டர்ல சாப்பிட்டு பாருங்களேன். No, we don't do. Why? Because convention. இந்த ஆர்டர்ல சாப்பிட்டா டைஜஷனுக்கு நல்லதுன்னு சொல்றாங்க, அதை ஃபாலோ பண்றது மாதிரி. Conventions are suggested for what? Goodness. Whose goodness? Your goodness. If you don't follow, who will suffer? You will suffer. What is it? What are the conventions? One is materiality. Materiality means provide all material information to your stakeholders. Important information adha, you should inform your partners, you should inform your stakeholders, you should inform your stakeholders. Sir, edukku sir solano? For example, godownla stock தொலைஞ்சு போச்சு, or we have signed a major contract, ஒரு புது கான்ட்ராக்ட் சைன் பண்ணிருக்கோம், பேங்க்ல இருந்து ஒரு ஹியூஜ் லோன் வாங்கியிருக்கோம், இதெல்லாம் மெட்டீரியல் டிரான்சாக்ஷன் இல்லையா? You should inform your partners, you should inform your shareholders. Why should I inform? Inform பண்ணலன்னா அவங்களுக்கு உங்க மேல ஃபெய்த் போயிடும். If you don't inform the material transaction, they believed you, they invested money. If you don't inform them, then in future they will not support you or they will not have a help to you on the money. So inform all what? Material transactions. For example, நீங்க என்ன பண்ணாலும் வீட்ல சொல்ல மாட்டீங்க, உங்க மேல நம்பிக்கை இருக்குமா இருக்காது. டீ காஃபி குடிக்கிறது, கிளாஸ் அட்டெண்ட் பண்றது, இதெல்லாம் சொல்ல தேவையில்லை. பட் மெட்டீரியல் எது பண்ணாலும் சொல்ல மாட்டீங்க. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், யூ பர்ச்சேஸ்ட் a new dress, வீட்ல சொல்ல மாட்டீங்க. யூ பர்ச்சேஸ்ட் a new bike, வீட்ல சொல்ல மாட்டீங்க. லெட் அஸ் அஸ்யூம் பைசா உங்க கையில் இருக்குன்னு வச்சுக்கலாம். எது பண்ணாலும் வீட்ல சொல்ல மாட்டீங்க. அவர் உங்க அப்பா அம்மாவே எடுத்துக்கலாம், அவங்க என்ன பண்ணாலும் உங்ககிட்ட சொல்ல மாட்டாங்க. அப்ப அவங்க மேல நம்பிக்கை இருக்குமா இருக்காதா? இருக்காது இல்லையா? அதே மாதிரி தான் பிசினஸ்லயும். You all trust me and you gave me the money. I invest and do business on your behalf. If I don't inform all the important transactions, then you will not have a faith and confidence. You will not have a faith and confidence. That is what is first one. Material transaction should be disclosed. Material transaction should be disclosed. Second is conservatism, otherwise called as prudence. Ensure that you are providing for all losses. Future loss வரும்னு தெரிஞ்சதுன்னா இப்பவே ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணிடுங்க. Example, provision for discount, provision for bad debts, provision for losses. We create provisions இல்லையா? Provision for estimated losses. Provide for all losses. For example, stock at the end of the year, purchase பண்ணும்போது stock purchase பண்ணும்போது value is 5 lakhs. This is the cost. At the end of the year, market value 6 lakhs. Market value is how much? 6 lakhs. Record பண்ணும்போது எந்த வேல்யூல ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணிருப்போம்? Cost constant. We recorded how much? 5 lakhs. At the end of the year, some stock is there. In the stock இருந்த stock இருக்கு. What is the market value? 6 lakhs. Will you record at cost price or market price? Cost price ல ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணுவோம். இப்போ cost price ல ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணுவோம். ஏன்? This 1 lakh profit is realized or not realized? As per realization concept, unrealized profit cannot be recorded. Unrealized profit cannot be recorded. Let's assume market value for the stock at the end of the year is 4 lakhs. Market value of the stock at the end of the year is 4 lakhs. இப்போ காஸ்ட்ல வேல்யூ பண்ணா 5 lakh. மார்க்கெட் வேல்யூல பண்ணா 4 lakh வரும். There is an indirectly loss of how much? 1 lakh. So conservatism says record பண்ணும்போது நீங்க காஸ்ட் கான்செப்ட் ஃபாலோ பண்ணீங்க. At the end of the year value பண்ணும்போது cost or market value whichever is less. Cost or market value whichever is less. Indirect 1 lakh loss நீங்க ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணிருப்பீங்க. Indirect 1 lakh of loss we will record. So according to this concept, provide for all losses. Provide for all losses, but don't record anticipated income. Loss இருந்தா provide பண்ணீங்க, but income anticipate பண்ணி record பண்ணாதீங்க. That is the next concept. Clear? Conservatism says provide for all losses. Will you record anticipated profit? No. Okay. Next concept. Consistency. Can you keep on changing your policies, rules? ஒரு வருஷம் WDV மெத்தட், அடுத்த வருஷம் ஸ்ட்ரைட் லைன் மெத்தட், ஒரு வருஷம் கேஷ் பேசிஸ் அக்கௌண்டிங், அடுத்த வருஷம் அக்ரூவல் பேசிஸ் அக்கௌண்டிங். ஓகே, அந்த மாதிரி can you keep changing rules? No. If you don't have consistency, again people will lose faith. பர்சனல் லைஃப்லையும் சரி, பிஸ்னஸ்லையும் சரி, நீங்கள் கன்சிஸ்டன்ட் இல்லைன்னா எல்லாமே விட்டுட்டு போயிடுவாங்க. கன்சிஸ்டன்ட்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? ஒரு நாள் டைமுக்கு வருவீங்க, ஒரு நாள் வரமாட்டீங்க, எஜுகேஷன் ப்ராப்பராக இருக்காது. இல்லை ஒரு நாள் படிப்போம், 10 நாள் படிக்க மாட்டோம், திடீர்னு இப்போ 24 மணி நேரம் படிப்போம், எக்ஸாம் பண்ணி ஃபீவர் வந்து படுத்துருவோம் இல்லையா? ஸோ கன்சிஸ்டண்டாக இல்லைன்னா ஓகே, த பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் கெட்ஸ் அஃபெக்டட். ஹூஸ் பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் கெட்ஸ் அஃபெக்டட்? யுவர் பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் வில் கெட் அஃபெக்டட். Because of that, who's getting affected? Related parties are getting affected. If it is a family, family gets affected. Business gets affected. Partners gets affected. அந்த மாதிரி consistency. Don't change policies. Don't change policies. Next one is substance. Simple. Accounts is not mere a debit and credit. ஏதோ debit பண்ணு, ஏதோ credit பண்ணு, record பண்ணக்கூடாது. Substance na, you should give the truth. Account should give what? Truthful information and not just what? A debit is equal to credit. Debit is equal to credit match பண்றதுக்காக நீங்க ஒரு accounts prepare பண்ணக்கூடாது. Ensure that you are preparing accounts with the truthful information. Profit na profit னு சொல்லுங்க, loss na loss னு சொல்லுங்க. நிறைய பேர் profit earn பண்ணுவாங்க, but loss னு சொல்லிட்டே இருப்பாங்க. நாளைக்கு போய் கடன் கேட்டா நீங்க கொடுப்பீங்களா? ரியலா நீங்க ப்ராஃபிட் earn பண்றீங்க, பட் அக்கௌண்ட்ஸ் டாக்ஸ் குறைக்கிறதுக்காகவோ ஏதோ ரீசனுக்காகவோ லாஸ் ரிட்டர்ன் ஃபைல் பண்றீங்க. திடீர்னு உங்களுக்கு ஒரு லோன் தேவைப்படுது. யூ வாண்ட் டு கோ டு பேங்க் அண்ட் borrow money. 10 years கன்டினியூஸ் லாஸ் இருக்கீங்க, யாரு கடன் கொடுப்பா? No one will give. Suppose you are actually running in loss, but profit னு சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தா they will give, but they will get cheated, or you may not be able to repay the loan. Then finally you will become bankrupt. You will become which one? Bankrupt and money. So if it is a profit, tell it as profit. If it is a loss, tell it as a loss. Real facts and figures should be presented and not just mere debit and credit. So accounting concepts or rules Conventions are suggested for goodness. Provide all important information. Provide for all losses, but don't record what? Anticipated profit. அடுத்த வருஷம் ப்ராஃபிட் வருதுன்னா அதை ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணக்கூடாது. பட் சார் there is a possibility of a loss னா இன்னைக்கே ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணிடுங்க. Don't change rules, policies, maintain consistency. Substance over form na. Truth should be presented. Accounts is not just a form of what? Debit and credit. Accounting standards we are not going to learn at the foundation level. It will be at your intermediate level. What is the next one? Golden rules is nothing but to record the transaction in journal, ledger. Okay. First one is which one? Personal accounts. Personal accounts. Why personal accounts first? Because without persons, you cannot get money and start business. Second is which one? Real accounts is nothing but assets. People contribute money. Using the money, you buy the asset. Then maintain the asset. Maintain the business. Okay, that is called as which one? Nominal accounts. Personal accounts, what will you debit, what will you credit? Because accounts is to do with debit and credit. Debit and credit. Of course, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Real accounts, whatever comes in you debit, whatever goes out you credit. Then nominal accounts, expenses and losses. Expenses and losses. And which one? Incomes and gains. Simple. If you look at personal accounts, they are recorded in balance sheet. Personal accounts are recorded in balance sheet. Proprietor account, creditors account, debtors account, bank account, they go to which one? Balance sheet. Because either they would have received money or they would have given money. Real accounts are also recorded in which one? Balance sheet. Okay. Assets are recorded in which one? Balance sheet. Assets are recorded in balance sheet. What about nominal accounts? Expenses and losses we match with which one? Incomes and gains. We record in which account? P&L account. So, personal real accounts, you go take it to balance sheet. Nominal accounts are recorded in which one? P&L account. For recording nominal account, these 4 points you have to remember. Record expenses and incomes on what basis? Accrual basis. Record profit and losses on realization basis. Ensure to record the transactions at what price? Cost price. Match the income with expenses for a particular period. Okay. So this 4, 5, 6, 7 are related to which one? P&L account. Of course. Whatever is paid to a person will be an asset. Whatever is received from a person, to be repaid is a liability. Real accounts are recorded in which one? Real accounts are recorded in which one? Balance sheet, asset side. Real accounts are recorded in balance sheet, asset side. Okay. So these are the golden rules that we follow. Okay. Then this is the first part of accounting. This is the first part of accounting introduction. Concepts, conventions, and which one? The golden rules. Then the first book of entry we call it as which one? Journal. We pass a journal entry. We pass a journal entry. That is the first book of recording the transaction. Journal is prepared group wise, ledger head wise, or date and time wise. Date and time. It is recorded in an order. First may be cash sales. Second may be cash purchases. Third may be rent. Fourth may be insurance. As and when the transaction happened, that is recorded. That is called as which one? Journal. That is called as which one? Journal. For preparing the journal, you will follow which one? The golden rules. Okay. Now, so far you would not have taken any notes because it's not required. You would have already taken notes in the regular classes or in the material that is available, you could have gone through. Now, journal, what we are going to do is, I'll give the journal, then you try to pass a journal entry. Try to pass the journal entry. Start. Take it up along with me. Shall we? I'm not going to give you normal journal entry. Salary paid. Salary accounted to cash. Salary paid by check. Salary accounted to bank account. Proprietor brought in capital. Cash accounted to capital account. Very basic entries, you know. Yeah, cash purchases. Purchase accounted to cash. Yeah, advertisement expenses paid. Advertisement accounted to cash. Clear? Marketing expenses paid. Marketing to cash. Printing and stationery paid, printing and stationery to cash. Basic entries. You can pass it. Plant and machinery purchased. Plant and machinery account data to bank and the money you would have passed entry. Plant and machinery purchased and the money. Okay. Now certain special transactions we will see. Shall we start? Sold goods on credit. Sold goods on credit. MRP rupees 50,000 at a trade discount of 10%. At a trade discount of 10%, 12% GST is applicable. What is the entry we pass? Is it a cash sales or credit sales? So data's upon data to sales. GST that you collect, it's not your income, it is your liability. You have to pay to the government. You have to pay to the government. How much? Please remember, it is not a normal discount. It is which discount? Trade discount. Trade discount means discount given to induce buying. உங்களை purchase பண்றதுக்காக discount தரதோம். Okay. For example, what is the basic price? 15,000. 50,000. Okay. Selling price is 50,000. Less trade discount. Ever discount? 5,000. What is the net price? This is what is your income. This is what is your income. ரொம்ப சிம்பிள். நீங்கள் ஒரு மால்குள்ளே போங்க, 90% டிஸ்கவுண்ட்னு போட்டிருப்போம். அப்போ ஜெர்னல் என்ட்ரி பாஸ் பண்ணும்போது அந்த ப்ரைஸுக்கு பாஸ் பண்ணுவாங்களா, நெட் ப்ரைஸ் அப்படி டிஸ்கவுண்ட்டுக்கு பாஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. நெட் ப்ரைஸ் அப்படி டிஸ்கவுண்ட் தான் பாஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. They will not pass entry for the base selling price. They will pass entry for which one? Net price. Add GST எவ்வளோ percentage? 12%. Now, on this, how much will be charged? 5,400. Okay, total amount is 49,400. So, to GST, எவ்வளோ ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணுவீங்க? 5400. Total amount is 50. Take up this. So here, the kind of question they can ask is, okay, how much of sales account will be credited, or how much will be credited to which account? Sales account. Sometimes students will take entire 50,400. 50,400 உங்களோட இன்கம் கிடையாது. உங்களோட இன்கம் எவ்வளோ? 45,000 தான். GST you have to pay to the government later on. Take up this. So please remember, trade discounts will be recorded in books or not recorded in books? Not recorded in books. ரொம்ப சிம்பிள். நீங்கள் ஒரு ஷர்ட் ஷாப் போங்க, MRP 5,000 போட்டிருப்பாங்க. They would have given 90% discount. அப்போ 4,500 discount. அப்போ selling price is how much? Selling price is how much? 500. 500 தான் selling price. இப்போ ஜெர்னல் என்ட்ரி பாஸ் பண்ணும்போது 500 rupees பாஸ் பண்ணுவாங்களா இல்லை 5,000 பாஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க? 500 தான் பாஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. Because this discount is given to attract customers for buying. Okay, that is not actually a real discount. இப்போ இந்த அமேசான் ஃப்ளிப்கார்ட்ல கிரேட் இந்தியன் ஃபெஸ்டிவல் சேல்னு போட்டிருப்போம். அதுக்கு முன்னாடி அதுக்கு பின்னாடி பார்த்தா அதே பிரைஸ் தான். ஓகே, 50,000 rupees minus 10%, 40,000 நார்மலாக இருக்கும். அப்போ கிரேட் இந்தியன் ஃபெஸ்டிவல் பார்த்தா 70,000 rupees minus 30% டிஸ்கவுண்ட் 40,000 செல் பண்ணுவாங்க. அந்த மாதிரி கிளியர். ஸோ டிஸ்கவுண்ட்ஸ் ஆர் கிவன் டு அட்ராக்ட் கஸ்டமர்ஸ் ஃபார் வாட்? பையிங். ஓகே, நெக்ஸ்ட். Have you taken up? Next. Collected the above after 10 days at a further discount of how much? 10%. 8%. Okay. Collect பண்றதுக்கு என்ன entry pass பண்ணுவோம்? Cash or bank account data. இந்த discount record பண்ணுவோம். Discount allowed account data. To which account? Data's account. From data, how much we have to collect? 50,400 we have to collect. Adane collect பண்ணுவோம். But how much of discount is allowed? 8% of What? ஜிஎஸ்டிக்கெல்லாம் டிஸ்கவுண்ட் தர முடியாது. ஜிஎஸ்டிக்கு டிஸ்கவுண்ட் கிடையாது, பிரைஸ்க்கு தான் டிஸ்கவுண்ட். 8% of how much? 45,000 only can be given as discount. Sir, 50,400 தானே பே பண்ணணும். That includes GST. GST government அப்படியே 5,400 bill வந்தோடனே பே பண்ணி ஆகணும். Discount will be given for which one? The price. Balance will be collected. Balance will be 50,400 minus 3,600. இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு டிரான்சாக்ஷன் கொடுத்துட்டு how much of discount will be recorded? அந்த மாதிரி questions கேட்கலாம். What is the entry you will pass for this? இதுக்கு entry pass பண்ணுவீங்க சொல்லுங்க. 5 மிஷின் பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். அதில் எவ்வளோ மிஷின்ஸ் are used in the sold out or for resale? 2 machines are for resale. வேற ஒருத்தர் விற்க போறோம்னு அர்த்தம். ஸ்டாக் பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ற மாதிரி. Remaining is used in factory. When you use asset in factory, it will be debited to which account? Asset account. Machinery account data. எவ்வளோ machines? 3 machines into 2 lakhs. எவ்வளோ இருக்கும்? 6 lakhs. What about the remaining 2 machines? Purchases account data. Whenever you are purchasing the goods for resale, it will be debited to which account? Purchases account. எவ்வளோ இருக்கும்? 4 lakhs. To cash or bank. To cash or bank account. எவ்வளோ pay பண்ணுவோம்? 10 lakhs. Take a price. Any doubt in it? Asset purchased goes to balance sheet. It's a capital expenditure that goes to balance sheet. 3 machines into 2 lakhs. Then goods purchased goes to trading account. Goods purchased goes to which account? Trading account, nominal account mother. Shall we? Cash withdrawn from bank, 80,000. Out of that, 20,000 for private use. Now, proprietor has used it for personal purpose now. Take it up and pass it. What is the entry you will pass? Whatever is used for personal purpose, drawings account data how much? 20,000. Then cash account data 60,000. To credit the giver, bank account how much? 80,000. Take up this. Shall we? Next. Proceed பண்ணலாம். What is entry you will pass? No, samples. Sample is not given for charity. It is given for marketing your product. Drawings upon data, whatever is taken for personal use. How much is taken for personal use? 40,000. What is given as samples will be debited to advertisement account. Advertisement account data how much? 25,000. Is it cash or goods? Goods. Whenever we purchase goods, it is recorded in which account? Purchases account. So purchases will be adjusted for the same. Take up this. Okay, so here they will ask you, goods taken for personal use will be credited to dash account. Will be credited to dash account. Purchases account. Okay. Goods given as samples will be debited to which account? Advertisement account. Where they can ask you questions. Take up this. Shall we? Interest on capital rupees 8,900 and interest on drawings rupees 4,500. Interest on drawings is an expense or income. Interest on drawings is an income for the business. Interest on capital is an expense for the business. What is the entry you will pass? Interest on capital account data 8,900 to which account? to capital account. It can be proprietor's capital or partner's capital, 8,900. Then capital account data to which one? Interest on drawings. How much? 4,500. Wait. For this, you cannot apply any golden rule. Is it possible to apply any golden rule? Debit the receiver, credit the receiver. Okay. Maybe interest is a nominal account, debit all expenses and loss, okay. At the end to capital account. Capital account is a personal account. Capital account is a personal account. Credit the giver, so for certain concepts, golden rules are not applicable. Book transfers, golden rules are not applicable. Here also, capital account debtor, debit the receiver, the receiver, golden rules are not applicable for book transfers. Okay, next. Shall we? What is the entry will pass? Furniture purchased for how much? 8,000 and repairs done immediately. What do you mean by repairs done immediately? For example, you are purchasing a second-hand furniture. Okay, you are just painting and doing some repair work so that you can use it. So what is the entry you will pass?
Furniture to cash.
Furniture account data. Will you put repairs account? No. Both will be debited to furniture account. Both will be debited to which account? That is what we are going to learn in the next chapter, called the capital expenditure, revenue expenditure. Okay. So take up this. This is apart from your regular entries that you have learned in regular classes. Revision class is just an add-on to regular class knowledge or regular knowledge that you are having. Clear? Furniture to cash. Sir, this repairs done to the second-hand furniture. Okay, it is part of cost of furniture. It is part of cost of furniture. Shall we? So far what we have done, what we have revised, branches of accounting pathirko, then concepts, conventions and golden rules pathirko, then we have learnt about which one? Certain different journal entries than what we did in our +1 and +2 or foundation regular classes. Some different journal entries we learned. Next, this is one of the most important concepts. Every time 3 to 4 questions are tested. Capital versus revenue. Capital versus what? Revenue. Okay, we'll discuss this. Have a 10 minutes of break or a 10 minutes of break, because discussing too much of theory is not good for health. Around 30-40 minutes you listened for about theory. If you're actually recording, yeah, I'm just giving a pause here. You can also take a pause or 10 minutes of break at the recorded class students also. 10 minutes of break you take it. Then we'll discuss about which one? Capital or revenue. Then once we discuss this, then we'll go for which one? Certain aspects, additional aspects like how to prepare a ledger, how to prepare a trial balance, properties of trial balance, like that. Then we will solve multiple choice question based on whatever we learned so far. For 10 minutes of break is good. Shall we? Capital versus revenue. Sir, this is padikkanona. For account in the padikama, they cannot prepare which account? P&L account and the balance sheet. Revenue transaction, capital transaction. Let us take capital expenditure. And which expenditure? What to do, what to learn, why we should learn. Simple. If you look at the classification, revenue expenditures are nominal accounts, nothing but expenses. Capital expenditures are which one? Are real accounts, nothing but what? Asset recorded in balance sheet. Asset recorded in which one? Balance sheet. This is how it is classified. Capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. Basic classification is this one. Then, what is the period of benefit? Revenue expenditures gives short-term benefit. What is short-term? Generally 1 year. It may be 6 months, 5 months, 1 year, around 1 year. Benefit is another revenue expenditure. Capital expenditures give which one? Long-term benefit. More than 1 year benefit. Okay. Of course. Revenue expenditures are included in which account? Profit and loss account. Capital expenditures are recorded in which one? Balance sheet, asset side. Balance sheet, asset side. Nature of expense. It will be recurring. Recurring means again and again it will come. We will keep on paying every year, every month, salary, rent, insurance, electricity, like that, purchases and all. Recurring expenses. It will be non-recurring. Non-recurring means, will you buy every year land, building, furniture, every year purchase பண்ணுவீங்களா? No. Will you purchase every month? No. That is called as non-recurring expense. Capital expenditure will be what? Non-recurring in nature. And for example, you are constructing a building. Building construction is over. After the building is put into use, you will spend money for maintenance purpose. You will spend money for maintenance purpose. That is which one? Revenue expenditure. Before the asset is put into use. For example, we are constructing a building. During the construction process, you will spend approval charges, registration charges, brokerage charges, okay, land preparation charges, basement to top floor construction charges, all electrical wirings, fittings, paintings, plumbing work, everything will be called as which expenditure? Capital expenditure. Before the asset is put into use, you spend any money, that will be called as which one? Capital expenditure. Okay. For example, we are whitewashing the building for the first time. Painting the building for the first time. It will be called as which expenditure? Capital expenditure. After 2 years, we repaint the building. It will be a revenue expenditure. For example, you purchase a second-hand car. Immediately you replace tires, tubes, or certain repair work you do before the asset is used. That is which expenditure? Capital expenditure. Sometime later, you change oil, rings, piston, tires. That will be like which one? Revenue expenditure. Clear? Post usage maintenance expenses will be treated as which one? Revenue expenditure. Okay. Purpose: to maintain or upkeep the asset in working condition. To spend money, you spend money. Because of spending that money, the asset will be in working condition. That will be called as which expenditure? Revenue expenditure. Okay. If you improvement, which may be improvement in which one? Efficiency, production, cost reduction. All these improvement expenditures will be called as which expenditure? Capital expenditure. Right. In the building, you are replacing tube lights, certain roof tiles you are replacing. That is to maintain the building. There is a seepage, you are changing the pipe. Okay, you are changing certain bathroom fittings. All these are which expenses? Maintenance expenses. Okay, you construct additional floor. 2 floors are there, you add 1 more floor. That is called as which one? Improvement. Improvement may be in efficiency, production, or cost reduction. It can be anything. Improvement expenditure will be added to building value. Improvement expenditure will be added to asset, or you can say debited to asset. Clear? Maintenance and upkeep expenses are revenue expenditures. They are charged in which account? They are charged in which account? Profit and loss. This is the purpose. This is the purpose. Okay. In Bharadwaj Institute, we replace this ring light, 400 rupees. Will you call it as revenue expenditure or capital expenditure? This ring light is guaranteed for 5 years.
Capital expenditure.
Partha capital expenditure, but amount involved. small amounts, large amounts. இந்த ring light replace பண்ணது 400 rupees. இதுக்காக ஒரு அசெட்டா கிரியேட் பண்ணி ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணுவோமா? நோ. டியூப் லைட் ஒன்று போயிடுச்சு, 5 years வாரண்டியோட ஒன்று ரீப்ளேஸ் பண்றோம். Will you call it as an asset? 300 rupees, 400 rupees, pen drive இதெல்லாம் 300, 400 rupees. All these things, will you call it as an asset? No. Considering the amount involved, we can call it as which expenditure? Revenue expenditure. Sir, amount கம்மியா இருக்கு. Though it appears like a capital expenditure, it will be treated as which one? Revenue expenditure. Sir, what is a small amount, large amount? Accounting policy will be there in every company. In Bharadwaj, we say capital expenditure. Capital expenditure up to 2,000 rupees. Up to how much? 2,000 rupees. We will not take it as capital expenditure. We will take it as a revenue expenditure. Up to 2,000 rupees, we will take it as which expenditure? It will appear like a capital expenditure, but up to 2,000, any amount spent, we will take it as which expenditure? Revenue expenditure. This is our company policy. If you take some other company policy, it may be different. Sir, why should we learn this? Only when you learn this, then you will not make a mistake. Clear? Nominal accounts by real accounts record பண்ண மாட்டீங்க. Short term benefit இருக்கிறது P&L accountல charge பண்ணணும். Long term benefit இருக்கிறது it goes to which one? Asset. Future economic benefits. அதான் asset. Clear? Recurring revenue expenditure will be again and again it will be spent. Capital expenditure will be what? Non-recurring in nature. After the asset is put into use, when you spend money for maintenance purpose, that is which expenditure? Revenue expenditure that will be charged in P&L account. Before the asset is put into use, if you spend money, that is which one? Capital expenditure. Purpose is to maintain, to keep the asset in working condition. And capital expenditure or purpose pathina, improvement maybe in efficiency, number of units produced, cost reduction. All improvement expenditures are what? Added to asset value. For example, I add one more floor to the building. What is the journal entry we'll pass? Building account data to bank. I spend some money for repairing the pipes, etc. That will be repairs and maintenance account data to cash and the money. Amount involved, generally revenue expenditures are what? Small amounts. Capital expenditures is which one? Large amounts. Wait. A capital expenditure can become a revenue expenditure. A capital expenditure can become a revenue expenditure. Can you give me an example? Let's assume you purchased a machine. 5 lakhs. Life is 5 years. How much of depreciation you will charge? 5 lakh by 5. How much you will charge? 1 lakh. Depreciation we charge in which account? P&L account. It is nothing but a revenue expenditure out of capital expenditure. 1 lakh you charge for how many years? 5 years. A capital expenditure becomes revenue expenditure over a period of how many years? 5 years. A capital expenditure can become which one? Revenue expenditure once it is consumed or used. But a revenue expenditure can never become capital expenditure. Okay. Then there is something called as deferred revenue expenditure. What is a deferred revenue expenditure? An expenditure whose benefit is beyond 1 year. For example, while starting this premise, or we have done interior decorations, certain basic works and all, we have done inauguration expenses, some business promotion expenses. The benefit will be for 1 year or for long run? The benefit will be for long run, 5 years, 4 years. It's a revenue expenditure, but the benefit is more than 1 year. Now that is called as what? Deferred revenue expenditure. Normally, heavy advertisement expenses while launching a product, all those things will be called as which one? Deferred revenue expenditure. So knowledge of this is most important one. Done now? Next. What is the first one we do? Journal. Thereafter, what do we do? Ledgers. What is the difference between journal and ledger? A journal is prepared according to time. We call it as chronological order. Ledgers are specific head of account. Okay, like salary account, rent account, cash account, like that. Specific head of accounts, we call it as which one? Ledger. Journal is prepared according to time order. Okay, ledgers are specific. You want to know total salary paid for the year, go to salary account. You want to know how much is receivable from a customer, go to debtors account, creditors account, like that. Clear? Then from journal we do which one? Ledger posting. We do which one? Ledger posting. Then we tally the ledgers. While tallying the ledgers, you may have which balance? A debit balance or credit balance. While tallying the ledgers, we'll have a debit balance or which one? Credit balance. Then we prepare which one? Trial balance. Trial balance is to check whether debit is equal to credit. Arithmetically, whether debit is equal to what? Credit and the money. We prepare which one? Trial balance. And we also maintain subsidiary books. What do you mean by subsidiary book? For example, let us assume credit sales. Let us assume there is a credit sales. Daily to 500 customers, we are selling goods on credit. Daily 500 customers purchase the goods on what? Credit. Is it possible to prepare past 500 journal entries? What to do? You maintain a sales book. You maintain which one?
Yes.
Sales day book. Where like an Excel sheet. Date, goods purchased, from which customer or from which supplier goods is purchased, or to which customer goods is sold, what is the amount? What is the amount? What is the period of credit? The மாதிரி ஒரு sheetல maintain பண்ணுவோம். For the total, you will pass one journal entry. So instead of passing 500 journal entries, for the day total, you pass one journal entry. Data support data to sales. So every day, one journal entry for sales, one journal entry for purchase. The journal entry can be passed once in a month also. You maintain subsidiary book, monthly total பண்ணிட்டு ஒரு journal entry pass பண்ணிக்கலாம். Clear? For the month total sales, what is the entry will pass? Data upon data to sales. Instead of passing 30 days into 500 entries, you can pass one single entry and close. அந்த மாதிரி. Sales day book இருக்கும். Purchases day book இருக்கும். And it will have a bills receivable book இருக்கும். Bills payable book இருக்கும். All these things where we record whenever there's a transaction, or Excel sheet மாதிரி, or sheet மாதிரி, statement மாதிரி. For the total journal entry will be passed. Then cash book. Then which one? Cash book, it is part of both ledger and also a subsidiary book. Cash book, all receipts and payments are recorded in which one? Cash book. Imagine you are running a hotel or you are running a retail shop. Daily 500, 600 customers will scan and pay. GPay pay பண்ணிருப்பாங்க 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 50 rupees, 100 rupees, 1000 rupees அந்த மாதிரி daily ஒரு 1000 transactions may happen. Is it possible to pass entry for all the 1000 transactions? No. We prepare which account? Cash book, which may be with cash column, bank column and the மாதிரி. That is a ledger as well as which book? Subsidiary book. What is that? Why should you use subsidiary book? It will save your time. It will save your time. It will save accounting time. It will save accounting time. Instead of passing 500, 600 entries, you can pass one entry and close for 1 month and the month. Okay. So normally these subsidiary books are maintained. Sales book, purchase book, bills receivable book, bills payable book, cash book is maintained. Wait பண்ணுங்க. Now they will ask you multiple choice question. Cash sales is recorded in dash book.
Yes.
Cash sales is recorded in dash book. It will be recorded in cash book. It will be recorded in which book? அதுதான் cash book maintain பண்ணுவோம். Sales day book என்ன maintain பண்ணுவோம்னா they will record which one? Credit sales. Okay. Sales day bookல cash sales record பண்ண மாட்டோம். என்ன sales record பண்ணுவீங்க? Credit sales. அதே மாதிரி cash purchases will be recorded in cash purchases will be recorded in cash book. Purchase day bookல என்ன record பண்ணுவீங்க? Credit purchases only will be entered. If it is a cash purchase, that will come in cash book. Bills receivable, received, bills payable, paid will be recorded in bills receivable book, bills payable book and the money. அதே மாதிரி sales day book, purchase day book மாதிரி we'll have a sales returns day book, purchase returns day book and the மாதிரி. Those transactions, general transaction will come in journal proper loan. For example, salary paid. It will come in which one? Journal proper. Depreciation on assets. Depreciation on assets will come in journal proper. Interest on capital, interest on drawings will come in what? Journal proper. So sales day book மாதிரி இன்னொரு book இருக்கு. என்ன book அது? Sales returns day book. Purchase day book மாதிரி there will be a purchase returns day book. இப்போ for example, I purchased goods from you on cash. எந்த அக்கௌண்ட்ல வரும்? Cash bookல வந்துரும். I purchased goods from you on credit. It will come in purchase day book. I purchased goods for cash. I purchased goods for cash. That goods I am returning. It will come in cash book. It will come in cash book. I purchased goods on credit. I purchased goods on credit. Those goods I am returning. That will come in which book? Purchase returns day book. Purchase returns day book. Okay. I sold the goods on credit. I sold the goods on credit. In the book lower. Sales day book lower. Okay. That goods you are returning back. Sales returns day book lower. Is there cash sales or not? Cash book. And the goods return manna, that will come in which one? Cash book. Anything that is not recorded in day books, that will be recorded in which one? Journal proper. Normal journal entry you will pass. Debit credit, particulars debit credit and normal journal entry pass. So this is about the journal, ledgers, specific head of accounts. Subsidiary books are also called as principal books of accounts. Subsidiary books are also called as which one? Principal books of accounts. Clear? Subsidiary books of accounts are also part of which one? Journal. They are also part of which one? Journal. They are prepared according to time. They are prepared according to time. From journal, the secondary books of accounts we call it as which one? Ledgers. Then to tally the ledgers and ledger balances are taken to which one? Trial balance. They ask you question. Why closing stock is not shown in the trial balance? Example question கேட்டிருக்காங்க. Why closing stock is not shown in the closing trial balance? In our opening stock or closing stock? Opening stock purchase alone. Closing stock normally given as an adjustment. We can show in the trial balance, but generally it is shown what? Outside the trial balance. Options கொடுத்திருப்பாங்க. Option பார்த்து tick பண்ணலாம். Maybe valued at the end of the year. B. It is included in purchases. C. Why closing stock is not shown in the trial balance? It is valued at the end of the year. It is valued at the end of the year. It is included in which one? Purchases. It is included in purchases. It is valued at cost or market price, whichever is less. None of these. In the option work out பண்ணுங்க. Why closing stock is shown? Not shown in the trial balance. Wait பண்ணுங்க. What is the trial balance? Journal entry pass பண்ணிருக்கணும். Ledger prepare பண்ணிருக்கணும். அதுல balance வரணும். அப்பதான் trial balance வரும். இல்லையா? இப்போ stock purchase பண்ணும்போது என்ன entry pass பண்றோம்? Stock நீங்க purchase பண்ணும்போது என்ன entry pass பண்ணுவீங்க? Purchase account data to cash or creditors pass பண்ணுவீங்க. Sale பண்ணும்போது cash account data to sales. Cash account data to sales. இப்போ stock account அப்படின்னு ஒரு ledger account prepare பண்றீங்களா? இல்ல. So ledger account prepare பண்ணலன்னா எப்படி trial balanceல வரும்? Ledger account prepare பண்ணலன்னா எப்படி trial balanceல வரும்? So option A is not a correct option. Valued at the end of the year is not a correct option. ஏன்னா all other assets and liabilities are valued at the end of the year only. Okay. It is already included in purchases. It is already included in நீங்க stock பண்ணும்போது purchase பண்ணும்போது என்ன entry pass பண்ணிருப்பீங்க? For example, நீங்க rice merchant வச்சுக்கலாம். 1000 bags of rice purchase பண்றீங்க. என்ன entry pass பண்ணிருப்பீங்க? Purchase account data to cash. Already pass பண்ணிருப்பீங்க. Okay. End of the year ஒரு 200 bags of rice இருக்குன்னா already the purchaseல 1000 bags of rice includes this 200 bags. It is already included in which one? Purchases. Purchase account already included ஆயிருக்கும். So no need to show separately closing stock in which one? Balance sheet. Okay, indala reason கிடையாது. Answer is B. Answer is which one? B. It is already included in purchases. And if you want to show the closing stock in the trial balance, purchase adjust பண்ணி காட்டணும். Purchases minus closing stock போட்டுட்டு then closing stock உள்ள காட்டிடலாம். For example, listen. Purchases ஒரு 5 lakhs வச்சுக்கலாம். outside trial balance like closing stock for 40,000 இருக்கு. The purchases will be shown where? Trial balance இருக்கும் இல்லையா? Closing stock is shown outside the trial balance. Closing stock is shown outside the trial balance. But trial balance உள்ளே காட்டணும் என்ன பண்ணணும்னா purchases will be taken at purchases minus closing stock. Purchases adjusted னு கொடுத்திருப்பாங்க. 5 lakh minus 40,000 எடுக்கும். 4,60,000 போட்டா then you can show the closing stock also inside the trial balance. How much? 40,000. இப்போ total எவ்வளவு இருக்கும்? 5 lakhs. Trial balance or total change ஆகுது. Don't record purchase as 5 lakh. Record purchase as how much? 4,60,000. Adjust the closing stock. Show it in what? Trial balance. Show it in trial balance. Okay. So journal entry இருக்கணும். அதுக்கு ledger prepare பண்ணணும். அதுக்கு tally ஆயிருக்கணும். அப்பதான் என்ன வரும்? Trial balance வரும். For example, let's assume we are selling goods to the customers. Okay. Whenever you sell the goods, what is entry will pass? Debtors account, debtor to sales. Debtors account, debtor to sales. Let's assume all the customers have paid all the money within 31st March. All the customers have paid the money within 31st March. But ledger balance will be 0. So what about trial balance? Trial balance debtors account irukad. Ledger debtors account prepare பண்ணுவோம். But whether debtors account will come to the trial balance? No. Why? Tally ஆயிடும். Ledger tally ஆகாம ஏதாவது closing balance இருந்தானா that will be coming to which one? Trial balance. When trial balance is not tallying, accounts is not arithmetically correct. Accounts is not arithmetically correct. Accounts is not arithmetically correct. Okay, sir. If trial balance is not tallying, we'll open a suspense account. We'll open a suspense account. Suspense account in the account lower. Personal account or real account or nominal account. Suspense account. Personal or real or nominal. Suspense account is prepared when there is an error. When there is an error. அது personal account or real account or nominal account னு தெரியாது. None of these. Okay. It can come, difference can come because of which account? Personal account. Or difference can come because of which account? Real account. Difference can come because of which one? Nominal account. The difference can come because of any reason. The difference can come because of any reason. Okay. So this is about journal, ledger, trial balance and preparing which one? Subsidiary books and how to record the transactions and the money. Okay, the answer for closing stock, why it is not shown in the trial balances, it is already included in what? Purchases. So for today's requirement, we revised the concepts. We revised which one? Concepts. Now time to solve which one? Multiple choice questions. Multiple choice questions. Okay. Now multiple choice questions, if I keep giving the answer, it will be boring. What I will request is, I have already shared this. Okay. How many questions are there?
120.
120 questions, 8 questions are there. What I will do is, you first solve the first 9 questions. How many questions? First 9 questions solve பண்ணுங்க. Then, maybe over 5 minutes of time. Then, I will give the answer with explanation. Next solve, next another 5 to 8 questions on the mari. Then, I will give the answers on the mari. We will proceed. And all these questions are collected from your past examination data, from your model test paper, practice test paper, MCQ given in your website, old syllabus MCQs, some questions from intermediate material. The same concept is covered in intermediate also. So like that it is collected. So like this, every chapter I will ensure that I cover the maximum possible MCQ so that you can score 50, like 45, 48 questions you can definitely come from our classroom discussion. Clear? Now, if you have the material, no, have it. Otherwise, just look at the display. Just look at the display and try to mark the answer. Notebook level, you can mark the answer. I'm just going off the screen because we are discussing multiple choice questions. So what I request is, first 9 questions நீங்க மார்க் பண்ணுங்க, அப்புறமா நான் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணுறேன். The display is very small, you can just go through your material shared and you can do that. Maybe they Yeah, my video is not there in the screen because we are just solving MCQs, multiple choice questions. So better we concentrate on the screens. Revenues and expenses of the company are displayed in which statement? Which statement? Income statement. Income statement is nothing but P&L account. Income statement is nothing but P&L account. The main purpose of accounting is to providing information to shareholders. P&L account and balance sheet is given to shareholders. Accounting provides information of cost and income, company or tax liability, financial condition, எல்லாமே. All the above. Answer is all the above. Then, determination of expenses for an accounting period is based on determination of accounting is based on matching. Income for a period should be matched with what? Expense for a period. Periodicity na uniform accounting period should be maintained. Periodicity or meaning in uniform accounting period should be maintained. Expense or income is determined based on what? Matching principle. Provision for bad debts is made as per எதுக்கு provide for bad debts பண்றீங்க? Conservatism. Provide for all losses. Provide for all losses. Provide for all losses. Fixed assets and current assets are categorized based on fixed asset na long term வருது, current asset na short term வருது, based on time period. Based on time period. Omission of paise 500.28 and the 0.28 eliminate பண்றோம் இல்லையா? Looking at materiality. The 28 paise is not material. 28 paise is not material, so ignore. 28 paise is not material, so ignore. P&L account is prepared for a period 1 year. For a period of 1 year by following which one? Accounting period concept. Accounting period concept. Then an expenditure is capital when capital expenditure. The நாலு ஆப்ஷன்ல இது capital expenditure னு கேட்டிருக்கோம். Maintain the fixed asset அது என்னது? பார்த்தோம். To maintain the asset in working condition. Revenue expenditure. To maintain the asset in working condition, revenue expenditure. Interest on loan வந்து it's the regular recurring business expense. மத்தவன் எப்படி ட்ரீட் பண்ணா நம்மளுக்கு கவலை இல்லை. Receiver away is going to treat it கவலை இல்லை. Increasing the quantity of fixed assets. It will increase. Reason is the improvement. When you purchase more assets, more quantity of assets will come. It will result in what? Improvement. That's capital expenditure. Capital expenditures are recorded in balance sheet. Which of the following is a transaction of which one? Capital in nature. Purchase of the truck தான். Replace பண்ணா அது வந்து just a revenue expenditure மாதிரி. Repairing வந்து maintenance expense மாதிரி. Purchase of the truck தான் capital expenditure. We spent 5,000 incurred for upgradation. Upgradation of which one? RAM. RAM increase பண்றோம். என்னது? Maintenance improvement தான். System இருக்கிற ஹார்ட் டிஸ்கையோ ரேமையோ டிஸ்பிளே ரீப்ளேஸ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா ரெவன்யூ எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். இம்ப்ரூவ் அப்கிரேட் பண்ணா இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட். இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட் இஸ் விச் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர்? கேபிட்டல் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட் இஸ் கேபிட்டல் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். இது வந்து நான் ப்ராஃபிட் ஆர்கனைசேஷன்ல எகைன் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணுவோம். என்ட்ரன்ஸ் ஃபீஸ் நாட் டு ஜாயின் த கிளப் யூ டு பே த மெம்பர்ஷிப் ஃபீஸ். டு ஜாயின் த கிளப் யூ டு பே த ஜாயினிங் ஃபீஸ். அதான் என்ட்ரன்ஸ் ஃபீஸ் சொல்லுவாங்க. இட்ஸ் அ கேபிட்டல் ரிசிப்டா ரெவன்யூ ரிசிப்டா? ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், இப்போ கோல்ஃப் கிளப் இருக்கு இல்லையா, நீங்க போய் எங்க மெம்பரா ஜாயின் பண்ணா யூ டு பே என்ட்ரி ஃபீஸ். இல்ல certain sports club etc. you have to pay entry fees. நம்ம தமிழ்நாடு கிரிக்கெட் அசோசியேஷன், if you want to become a member you have to pay a huge membership fees. Membership fees is like 25 lakhs இந்த மாதிரி தமிழ்நாடு கிரிக்கெட் அசோசியேஷன் போறதுனா. கோல்ஃப் கிளப் போனா entrance fees will be 2 crores. இது வந்து என்னது, ஒன் டைம் ஜாயின் பண்ணும்போது பே பண்ணுவாங்க. எவ்ரி இயர் மெம்பர்ஷிப் ஃபீஸ் பே பண்ணுவாங்க. அது ரெவன்யூ ரிசிப்ட். எவ்ரி இயர் மெம்பர்ஷிப் ஃபீஸ் இஸ் a ரெவன்யூ ரிசிப்ட். பட் ஜாயினிங் ஃபீஸ் ஆர் என்ட்ரன்ஸ் ஃபீஸ் இஸ் a capital receipt. Why? Non-recurring. It will not come again. Non-recurring capital receipt. Like membership fees also non-recurring, long-term benefit, capital expenditure, capital receipt. Capital receipt. Cost of goods purchased for resale. When you purchase it and keep it for long-term use, that is capital expenditure. Now goods purchase பண்ணி sale பண்ண போறேன். Recurring. Expense in the normal course of business. Which expenditure? Revenue expenditure. Import duty for machine purchased or raw material purchased? Raw material purchased. It is which expenditure? Revenue expenditure. For repairing the factory wall. We received an invoice, நம்ம bill வாங்கியிருக்கோம் அர்த்தம். நம்ம பைசா வாங்கல, bill வாங்கியிருக்கோம் for repairing our factory ஓட walls. வால்ல அந்த கிராக்ஸ் எல்லாம் இருக்குல்ல, அதை வந்து ரெடி பண்ணதுக்காக வாங்கியிருக்கோம். வாட் இஸ் இட்? ரிப்பேரிங். ரெவன்யூ எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். வை? ரிப்பேரிங் இஸ் விச் ஒன்? ரெவன்யூ எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். இதே கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் ஆஃப் ஃபேக்டரி வால் தான் கேபிட்டல் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். இட்ஸ் ரிப்பேரிங் ஒன்லி விச் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர்? ரெவன்யூ எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். ஓகே, ஸோ ட்ரை டு ஒர்க் அவுட் த நெக்ஸ்ட் செட். First, work out பண்ணுங்க for all these 7-8 questions, then I will discuss the answer. Try to work out all the thing, then we will see. I mean, all these 7 or 8 line items, then we will see. டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணலாம். காம்பன்சேஷன் ரிசீவ் பண்ணிருக்கோமா பே பண்ணிருக்கோம்? ரிசீவ் பண்ணிருக்கோம். ரிசீவ் பண்ண இன்கம் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். இன்கம் இது எல்லாமே எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர் கொடுத்துருக்கோம். ஸோ none of these. Then what is the next one? All revenue receipts are shown in which one? Trading P&L. Trading P&L. Bad debts recovered during the year will be a revenue receipt. Bad debts recovered na நம்ம வாங்குறோம். Bad debts recovered during the year is a revenue receipt. Insurance claim for which damaged? Machinery damaged. Next receipt. Capital receipt. Machinery purchase பண்ணது capital expenditure. அதை சேல் பண்ணாலும் சரி, இன்சூரன்ஸ் வாங்கினாலும் சரி, there is going to be which one? Sorry, sir. Capital receipt. Then, fine spent to lawyer to defend the suit claiming that the factory site belongs to us. நம்ம ஒரு கேஸ் ஃபைல் பண்றோம், அந்த லேண்ட் நம்மளோட தான் அப்படிங்கிறதுக்காக அந்த கேஸ் ஃபைல் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். Is it for purchase of land? Is to keep your land in your அப்போ எவ்ரி இயர் யாராவது என்கரேஜ் பண்ணுவாங்க, தேவையில்லாம உள்ள போய் ஆக்குபை பண்ணுவாங்க, வேற எவனா யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. Deferred revenue expenditure that should give long term benefit. லேண்ட் பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ணதுக்கு ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க. இந்த 5000 ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணது லேண்ட் பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ணதுக்கு ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணிருக்கீங்களா? லேண்ட் வச்சிருக்கிறதுக்கு நீங்க ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணா, அப்ப பில்டிங் வச்சிருக்கீங்க, எவ்ரி இயர் நீங்க பெயிண்ட் பண்ணுவீங்க, ரிப்பேர் பண்ணுவீங்க, அதுல இருக்கிற சைடுல இருக்கிற புஷ் எல்லாம் குரோ ஆயிருக்கும், ட்ரீ எல்லாம் குரோ ஆயிருக்கும், அதெல்லாம் கட் பண்ணுவீங்க. அது என்னது? Maintenance expense. Which expenditure? Revenue expenditure. We are not spending this money to buy the land. We are spending this money for what? Keeping the land in our control. Money spent 10,000 traveling expense for directors to purchase of capital asset. In expenditure. அவங்க நார்மலா பிசினஸ் போயிருக்காங்களா, அசெட் பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ண போயிருக்காங்க. So it is part of the cost of the asset, capital expenditure. Nominal accounts represents ரெண்டுமே தான். Incomes and gains, losses. Answer is both A and B. Both A and B. State Bank of account of India, SBI account is a artificial personnel. Process of recording transaction in the books of original entry we call it as journal. Prepaid rent. Rent na the nominal account. Prepaid rent na representative personal account. யாருக்கு pay பண்ணிருக்கீங்க? Owners. It represents amount paid to the owners in advance. Rent na nominal account, but anything paid in advance is a representative personal account. அதே மாதிரி rent outstanding also representative personal account. Then debit side is more than the credit side. Now the balance is known as which balance? Negative positive எல்லாம் கிடையாது. Accountsல only debit balance இல்ல credit balance. Debit side is more than the credit side. It is called as which balance? Debit side அதிகமா இருக்கு, creditல கம்மியா இருக்குன்னா debit is more than the credit. It is called as which balance? Debit balance. Sale of goods to Ram for cash should be debited to cash sales. What is the entry you will pass? Ram account data to sales or cash account data to sales? Cash account data to sales. Ram account varadu. It is not a credit sales, it is cash sales. So cash account data to sales. Withdrawal of cash by the business, okay, from business by the proprietor should be credited to journal entry pass பண்ணி பாருங்க. Drawings account data to cash. Credited கேட்டிருக்கா, debited கேட்கல. Credited to which account? Cash account. Credited to cash account. Ledger contains, okay, rent account is which account? Nominal account. Rent account is a nominal account. இது outstanding rent கொடுத்திருந்தாங்க, representative personal account. Outstanding rent கொடுத்திருந்தாங்க அப்படின்னா personal account. Ledger contains various transactions, the journal. Entry na journal na accounts. Ledger contains various accounts. The process of transferring entries from day book to ledgers, we call it as which one? Ledger posting. Rent paid to landlord. What is journal entry? Rent pay பண்ண என்ன journal entry? Rent account data to cash should be credited to which account? Cash account. Should be credited to which account? Cash account. Assets is equal to liabilities plus owner's equity is nothing but balance sheet. Balance sheet concept. Bad debts is written off as bad. Bad debts is written off as bad. If it is recorded subsequently, what is the journal entry? Bad debts நீங்க recover பண்ணீங்கன்னா what is the journal entry? Sir, முன்னாடி எழுதின bad debts. We have written off bad debts. இன்னைக்கு அந்த bad debts recover பண்றீங்க. What is the journal entry? Journal entry first போடுங்க, அப்புறமா டிக் பண்ணலாம். Bad debts என்ன journal entry? Bad debts account data to debtors account. Bad debts account data to debtors account. இது 2-3 வருஷம் முன்னாடி எழுதிட்டோம். இப்போ அந்த bad debts the customer வந்து pay பண்றாங்க. Bad debts recovered. We'll get cash. Cash account data to bad debts recovered account. Cash account data to bad debts recovered account. Okay. So it is credited to which account? Bad debts recovered account. Journal entry pass பண்ணி பாருங்க. Bad debts recovery பண்ண இந்த journal entry cash account data to bad debts recovered account. So it is credited to bad debts recovered account. Trial balance will not balance if ரெண்டு வாட்டி entry pass பண்ணா ரெண்டு வாட்டி debit credit வந்துரும். Trial balance checks only debit and which one? Credit. If you omit also trial balance will tally. If you post twice also trial balance will tally. Debit லியும் credit லியும் ரெண்டு வாட்டி post பண்ணா debit increase ஆயிடும், credit increase ஆயிடும். Omit பண்ணாலும் debit decrease ஆயிடும், credit reduce ஆயிடும். Purchase on credit basis debited to purchase account, credited to cash. Anyhow, journal entry pass பண்ண over. இதான் பிரச்சனை. Cash payment debited to creditors as how much? 50. Credited to cash as how much? 500. Debitல ஒரு amount, creditல ஒரு amount record பண்ணும்போது trial balance match ஆகுது. Debitல வேற amount, creditல வேற amount போகும். Trial balance will not tally. Trial balance will not tally. Next. Try பண்ணுங்க. Next set. Try பண்ணுங்க. Trial balance shows only arithmetical accuracy. Trial balance tally actually எல்லாமே கரெக்ட்ங்கிறது கிடையாது. ஒரு என்ட்ரியை போஸ்ட் ரெக்கார்டே பண்ணல, சேல்ஸ் பண்ணிருக்கோம் ரெக்கார்டே பண்ணல, டெபிட் ஒமிட் ஆயிடும், கிரெடிட் ஒமிட் ஆயிடும், ட்ரையல் பேலன்ஸ் டேலி ஆயிடும் இல்லையா? ஸோ அரித்மெட்டிக்கலி உங்க அக்கௌண்ட்ஸ் கரெக்டான செக் பண்றது என்னது? ட்ரையல் பேலன்ஸ். தென் process of recording the transaction in original entry is known as journal. Already பார்த்துட்டோம். Debit side is more than the credit side na debit balance already பார்த்துட்டோம். Already it's repeated one, ignore it. Ledger contains various accounts in it. The process of entry day book we call it as which one? Ledger posting. Repeated, sorry, ignore. Ledger is called as, ledger is also called as primary entry journal. Original entry journal தான். Final entry. அதுக்கப்புறம் entry எங்கேயும் கிடையாது. Ledger accountல போட்டிங்கன்னா tally தான் பண்ணுவோம். அதுக்கப்புறம் வேற எங்கேயும் entry பண்ண மாட்டோம். Book of final entry or secondary entry அந்த மாதிரி. Whenever errors are located in the accounting records, they should be rectified.
Without waiting for an accounting year.
Errors கண்டுபிடிச்சு immediately record பண்ணிடணும். Don't wait till the end of the accounting year. For example, journal post பண்ணும்போது error அடிச்சுட்டு அப்படியே immediately rectify பண்ணுவோம். Ledger error immediately rectify பண்ணுவோம். Okay, whenever the error is located, immediately we will recover. Trial balance will not tally if correct entry posted twice.
None of the creditors, one cash is 5.
Sales to Shyam 500 not recorded in the books will affect. Not recorded in the books affect.
Sales. Cash.
Think பண்ணு.
Sales program record பண்ணல.
Not posted or not recorded.
Not recorded.
Not recorded journal entry ஏ பாஸ் பண்ணலன்னு அர்த்தம். அது ஃபுல்லாவே omit பண்ணிருக்கான்னு அர்த்தம். Not posted னா தான் அந்த ஒரு அக்கவுண்ட் அஃபெக்ட் பண்ணும். Not recorded னா journal entry we have not recorded. It will affect both sales account as well as what? Shyam's account. What is the next one?
Outward invoice issue. Outward invoice is a source document for sales book. Goods goes out. அப்போ நம்ம இன்வாய்ஸ் கொடுப்போம். அது பேர் என்னது? அவுட்வர்ட் இன்வாய்ஸ். Which of the following is a capital in nature னு கேட்டிருக்கான். Which of the following is a capital nature னு கேட்டிருக்கான். What is a capital nature? Wages paid to installations. Machinery.
Wages paid to installation of machinery. It's part of cost of the machinery. It's part of cost of the machinery.
Consistency.
Which is not a fundamental accounting assumption you get. What is not a fundamental accounting assumption? Consistency. Think பண்ணு. கோயிங் கன்சர்ன் இருக்கணும், கன்சிஸ்டன்சி இருக்கணும், அப்ரூவல் இருக்கணும். மெட்டீரியாலிட்டிங்கிறது ஒரு கன்வென்ஷன் தான், நாட் அன் அசம்ஷன். இட்ஸ் ஜஸ்ட் அ கன்வென்ஷன். மெட்டீரியாலிட்டி. ஆப்ளிகேஷன், இதுக்கு ஆன்சர் வந்து மெட்டீரியாலிட்டி. ஆப்ளிகேஷன், what is the next one? Obligation which may or may not realize is a contingent liability. May or may not நாவே அதுக்கு பேர் என்னது? Contingent liability. Which of the following is an example of capital expenditure?
Inventory of.
Capital expenditure. Capital expenditure என்னென்ன இருக்கணும்? லாங் டர்ம் பெனிஃபிட் இருக்கணும், நான் ரெக்கரிங்கா இருக்கணும், பிஃபோர் த அசெட் இஸ் புட் இன்டு யூஸ் இருக்கணும், இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட் இருக்கணும், லார்ஜ் அமௌண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கணும். இதெல்லாம் தான் கேபிட்டல் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். இதில் பாருங்க, இது கேபிட்டல் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். இன்வென்ட்ரி, ரா மெட்டீரியல் ப்ராக்ரஸ், ஃபினிஷ்ட் குட்ஸ் எல்லாமே லாங் டர்மா ஷார்ட் டர்மா. இன்சூரன்ஸ் பிரீமியம் கிவ்ஸ் யூ 1 year பெனிஃபிட் தான். அதெல்லாமே 1 year தான். டாக்ஸஸ், லீகல் எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ் ஆர் ஸ்பெண்ட் ஃபார் 1 year அந்த மாதிரி. ஆல் ஆர் ஷார்ட் டர்ம் பெனிஃபிட்ஸ். இங்கே அசெட் எதுவுமே இல்லையே. அசெட் இருந்தால் தானே கேபிட்டல் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். நோ அசெட். Then which of the following as a credit balance? Capital expenditure. Now goods purchase பண்ணி ஸ்டாக் வச்சிருந்தா அது கேபிட்டல் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். நீங்க ஒரு மளிகை கடை வச்சிருக்கீங்க, நிறைய ப்ரொவிஷன் ஸ்டோர்ஸ்லாம் இருக்கும் இல்லையா, ரைஸ், ப்ரொவிஷன் ஐட்டம், வெஜிடபிள்லாம். இது கேபிட்டல் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர், ரெவன்யூ எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். லாங் டர்மா ஷார்ட் டர்ம்? ரெவன்யூ எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். Which of the following will have a credit balance? Which of the following will have a credit balance? Purchase account எப்படி credit balance இருக்கும்? Loan. When you borrow money, what is the entry you pass? When you borrow money, what is the entry we pass? Bank account data to loan account. Bank account data to loan account. Credit balance. Okay. So we'll go for a breakfast break. Then we'll continue with the remaining questions after the breakfast break. Yeah, for recorded class students, I've recorded without a break. So if you want, wherever you want, you can take a break. Recorded class advantage. Okay, so if needed, I request you to take a break, then continue. Otherwise, recorded class students can continue. Shall we?
Yes, sir.
Read this and try. Question number 53 onwards we'll do. 53 to 61 try பண்ணுங்க. Then I'll discuss the answers. Try from 53 to 61. Which are the following are revenue expenditures? The revenue expenditure? All the above. When you purchase consumable stores, taxes, legal expenses, rent of the factory, all are which one? Short-term benefits, revenue expenditure. Trial balance. To check which one? Arithmetical accuracy. To ascertain balance, if any, in ledger accounts. To facilitate proper preparation of accounts, if any. Answer is all the above. Here we check arithmetical accuracy to check the balance of ledger accounts. Facilitate from trial balance only we prepare which one? Final accounts. Then the basic principle of dash concept, businesses assume to exist for indefinite period. Going concern. Business will continue for a longer period in the concept. Going concern concept. Purchase of a laptop was wrongly debited to purchase account. This is tomorrow's topic, but okay. It's an error of principle. Clear. Laptop is a real account. Laptop is a real account. Purchase is a nominal account. When you interchange personal, real, nominal accounts, it is called as which one? Error of principle. We'll learn about this tomorrow. Anyhow, next session. Which one is both journal as well as a ledger? Cash book. It is a subsidiary book as well as a ledger. Journal entry 10,000 paid for installation of machinery. When you pay wages for installation of machinery, an entry pass pannu. Wages to cash or machinery to cash. The wages normal pay padda installation of machinery ka. Installation of machinery. It will be machinery account. It out to which account? Cash account. Credit balance of a nominal account. Nominal account na income or expense. Credit balance of a nominal account will show income. Income for the business. Nominal account debit na expenses and losses. Credit na incomes and gains. Determination of expenses for an accounting period is based on the concept of matching. And expenditure is capital in nature when more fixed assets are purchased. And expenditure of capital nature is when they repeated. Life membership fees received by a club is a capital receipt. Preliminary expenses before the commencement of business is considered as which expenditure? Deferred revenue expenditure. Try the other 4 or 5. This is part. Next part. Bad debts are written off as bad if it is recovered. What is the journal entry for bad debts recovered? Cash account data to bad debts recovered account. Cash account data to bad debts recovered account. Accumulated depreciation, not depreciation. Accumulated depreciation is in contra account. What is contra account? Or asset against or account create panna, that is called as what? Contra account. Provision for bad debts, accumulated depreciation, provision for discount. All these are called as what? Contra account. The personal real nominal just a contra account. Trial balance is used to check the accuracy of ledgers. Ledger balance debit is equal to credit on a check trial balance. Based on the which of the following concept, share capital account is shown in the liability side of the balance sheet. We show capital in the liability side of balance sheet. We show capital in the liability side of balance sheet because of business entity. treat owner and business as separate entity. Treat owner and business as separate entity. Stock is valued at market price. Which concept is violated னு கொடுத்திருக்கான்? Cost concept. Cost concept violate பண்ணிருக்கு. Next, stock is valued at market price. Which concept is followed னு கேட்டிருக்கு. இல்ல, prudence concept. Value the stock at cost or market price, whichever is less. Cost or market price, whichever is less, நீங்க வேல்யூ பண்ணணும். நீங்க எதை ஃபாலோ பண்ணிருக்கேன்னு கேட்கிறான். ப்ரூடன்ஸ் பேசிஸ். ஆன் ப்ரூடன்ட் பேசிஸ் ரியலைசேஷன் கான்செப்ட்னா ப்ராஃபிட் ரியலைஸ் ஆயிருந்தா தானே ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணணும். இன்னும் ரியலைஸ் ஆகலையே. We are just valuing the stock at market price now. It is based on which one? Prudent concept. Violate பண்ணது காஸ்ட் கான்செப்ட். ஃபாலோ பண்ணது on a prudent basis, cost or market price, whichever is less, அந்த மாதிரி ஃபாலோ பண்ணிருக்கோம். Then an entity forgot to record outstanding expenses is a violation of accrual concept. An entity forgot to record which one? Outstanding expenses. Outstanding expenses. Expenses should be recorded on accrual basis. That record pannena, then you are violating which one? Accrual concept. If profit margin is 25% on cost, then how much on sales get recorded? What do you mean by 25% on cost? Profit 25 na, cost is 100 னு அர்த்தம். அப்போ selling price எவ்வளவு இருக்கும்? 125. அப்போ what is the profit on selling price? Profit 25 ங்க, cost 100 னா selling price எவ்வளவு? 125 இருக்கு. So profit 25 when sales is 125. 25 by 125 can be written as 1 by 5. 1 by 5. 1 by 5 can be written as 1 by 5 is nothing but 0.2, nothing but 20%. Nothing but how much percentage? 20%. I repeat, profit 25 ரூபாய், காஸ்ட் எவ்வளோ? 100 ரூபாய்னா செல்லிங் பிரைஸ் 125 இருக்கணும். செல்லிங் பிரைஸ் எவ்வளோ இருக்கணும்? 125 இருக்கணும். So 25 by 125, nothing but 1/5. That is nothing but 20%. 20%. Answer is 20%. புரியுதா? 25 by 125. Cost 25 na, 100 na, profit 25 na. 25% na, what is the meaning? Mathematically, percentages expressed 100. 25 by 100 na, cost plus profit is selling price. 1/4 on cost, 1/5 on sales னு சொல்லுவோம் இல்லையா, அதே கான்செப்ட் தான். Cost of goods sold 4 lakhs, profit எவ்வளோ பர்சன்டேஜ் கொடுத்துருக்கான்? 20% on cost கொடுத்துருக்கான். Find sales னு கேட்டிருக்காங்க. Cost of goods sold எவ்வளோ கொடுத்துருக்காங்க? 4 lakhs. ரொம்ப சிம்பிள். If profit is 20% on sales, profit is 20% on sales. So cost will be how much? 80%. Clear? ரொம்ப சிம்பிள்ங்க. 100 ரூபாய்க்கு சேல் பண்ண 20 ரூபாய் ப்ராஃபிட் தான், எவ்வளோ பேலன்ஸ் இருக்கும்? 80 rupees will be nothing but cost. When 80% is 4 lakhs, what is sales கேட்டிருக்காங்க? Cross multiply. ரொம்ப சிம்பிள். 4 lakhs வந்து 80% னா what is 100? இந்த மாதிரியும் போடலாம், கன்வெர்ட் பண்ணியும் போடலாம். ரொம்ப சிம்பிள். வெயிட் பண்ணுங்க. What is the profit on sales given? What is the profit on sales given? 20% on sales. அப்போ profit on cost எவ்வளவு இருக்கும்? 20 by 100. அப்போ cost எவ்வளவு இருக்கும்? 80. Sales 100 rupees na, profit 20 rupees. அப்போ cost எவ்வளவு இருக்கும்? 80 இருக்கு. Nothing but 1 by 4. Nothing but what? 1 by 4. Okay, 1/5 on sales, 1/4 on cost. What is the cost given? What is the cost given? 4 lakhs. Profit margin எவ்வளோ? 20 by 80 is nothing but 1/4. 1/4 will be 1 lakh. Add பண்ணா எவ்வளோ வரும்? Sales will be how much? 5 lakhs. Clear? Profit on sales 20% na, sales 100 na, profit 20 na, cost எவ்வளோ இருக்கும்? 80 இருக்குன்னு அர்த்தம் இல்லையா? So profit on cost will be 20 by 80, one fourth இருக்கும். So sales will be 5 lakhs. What is the correct answer?
5 lakhs.
5 lakhs. Next என்ன கொடுத்திருக்கோம்? Sales 9 lakhs but profit is given on cost. Sales கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. எவ்வளவு கொடுத்திருக்காங்க? 9 lakhs. Profit is given on cost. Profit is given on cost. Profit is given on cost. எவ்வளவு percentage? How much percentage? 20% இல்லையா? இது 20 னா காஸ்ட் வந்து 100 அர்த்தம். அப்ப செல்லிங் பிரைஸ் எவ்வளவு? 120 இல்லையா? ப்ராஃபிட் 20 னா காஸ்ட் 100 னா செல்லிங் பிரைஸ் எவ்வளவு இருக்கும்? 120 இருக்கும். So what is the profit on sales? What is the profit on sales? 20 by 120. 20 by 120. Or you can say 1/5 on cost, 1/6 on sales. Nothing but 1/6 on sales. 1 by 6 on sales. எவ்வளவு இருக்கும்? இதுல 1 by 6. So cost is 7,50,000. Sales minus profit will give us what? Cost. 20 by 100 is nothing but 20 by 150, 120. That is what? 1/5 on cost, 1/6 on sales. Sales minus profit will give us cost. What is the cost? 7,50,000. What is the correct answer? This 7,50,000. Repairs done to a second-hand car purchased is a second-hand car purchase பண்றீங்க, immediate repair பண்றீங்க. அது என்னது? Capital expenditure. பார்த்தோம். Before the asset is put into use. Then, if goods are taken by the proprietor for personal use, dash account is debited or credited? Journal entry pass பண்ணி பாருங்க மைண்ட்ல. இல்ல, goods are taken. அப்போ purchases account. Next, 60,000 spent to replace the worn out part of the machine. Maintenance expense, revenue expenditure. 20,000 spent to draw agreement of lease of a movable property. அடுத்த நம்ம மைண்ட் என்ன படிக்கும்? இம்மூவல் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி ஏதோ அக்ரிமெண்ட், கேபிட்டல் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். நம்ம பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்றோமா, லீஸ் பண்றோமா? லீஸ் பண்றோம், ரெண்டுக்கு வாங்குறோம்னு அர்த்தம். ரெண்டல் அக்ரிமெண்ட் சைன் பண்றீங்க. ரெண்டல் அக்ரிமெண்ட் சைன் பண்ணா அது கேபிட்டல் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர், ரெவென்யூ எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். இதே வந்து பர்ச்சேஸ் ஆஃப் இம்மூவல் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டினா அது என்ன? கேபிட்டல் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். இது இன்ஸ்டெட் ஆஃப் லீஸ்ங்க இருக்கு பதிலாக பர்ச்சேஸ்க்கு கொடுத்து என்ன பண்ணிருப்பீங்க? அது பட காஸ்ட் ஆஃப் பர்ச்சேஸ். பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ணுறதுக்கு நீங்க என்ன ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணாலும் சரி, ஐ பர்ச்சேஸ் அ லேண்ட், brokerage, லீகல் சார்ஜஸ், ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் சார்ஜஸ் என்ன பே பண்ணாலும் சரி, that will become which one? Capital expenditure. Here we are not purchasing, we are leasing. நம்ம மைண்ட் எப்பவுமே ஓவர்லுக் பண்ணிடும். ஓகே, அக்ரிமெண்ட், மூவல் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி, ஓகே, கேபிட்டல் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர் டிசைட் பண்ணிடும். இட் இஸ் லீஸ் ஆஃப் மூவல் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி, ஸோ ரெவன்யூ எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். காஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ஷிஃப்டிங் ஸ்டாக் டு அ நியூ ஃபேக்டரி. நியூ ஃபேக்டரி தான் நம்ம மைண்ட்ல ஃபிக்ஸ் ஆகும். உடனே கேபிட்டல் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர்னு போட்டுருவோம். என்னத்தை ஷிஃப்ட் பண்றோம்? ஸ்டாக்கை ஷிஃப்ட் பண்றோம். ரெவன்யூ எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். தென் 40,000 spent on brokerage. அதோட ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிட்டு ரெவன்யூ எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர்னு போட்டுரும். நோ, இட் இஸ் brokerage paid for buying the land for factory site. It is which expenditure? Capital expenditure. It is part of cost of the land. It is part of cost of the land. Then registration charges paid for acquisition of land. It is part of cost of the land. Capital expenditure. Purchase of machine only நிறுத்திடக்கூடாது. For resale, stock purchase பண்ற மாதிரி revenue expenditure. Suppose இந்த சென்டென்ஸ் இதோட ஸ்டாப் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா, purchase of machine, suppose அதோடய ஸ்டாப் ஆச்சுன்னா என்ன பண்ணிருப்பீங்க? கேபிட்டல் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர்னு போட்டிருப்போம். இங்க for resale பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ணதுனால it is which expenditure? Revenue expenditure. Then purchase of machine for resale should be debited to. நான் ரீசேல் திருப்பி சேல் பண்றதுக்கு லைக் a trader, I am buying and selling machines. மிஷின் தான் எனக்கு ஸ்டாக். இப்போ எந்த அக்கௌண்ட் டெபிட் பண்ணும்? பர்ச்சேசஸ். மிஷின் வாங்கி ஃபேக்டரியில லாங் டர்மா யூஸ் பண்ணா அதுக்கு பேர் என்னது? fixed assets, machinery account data to cash. I am a dealer of machine. I buy and sell machines. Purchase பண்ணும்போது purchase to cash, sale பண்ணும்போது cash to sales. நம்மளை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் அது goods. For a trader, it's a goods. For example, நீங்க ஒரு கார்மெண்ட் ஃபேக்டரி வச்சிருக்கீங்க, ஷூயிங் மிஷின் வாங்கினா, எம்ப்ராய்டரி மிஷின், ஓவர்லாக்கிங் மிஷின்லாம் வாங்கினா உங்களுக்கு அது ஃபிக்ஸட் அசெட், அசெட் டு கேஷ். டீலருக்கு ஸ்டாக் அண்ட் ட்ரேட், குட்ஸ் பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ணா பர்ச்சேஸ் ஆகும். அவுட்ஸ்டாண்டிங் ரெண்ட் சார் பர்சனல் ஆகும். காஸ்ட் ஆஃப் பெயிண்டிங் நியூ ஃபேக்டரி பிஃபோர் தி அசெட் இஸ் புட் இன்டு யூஸ் நீங்க ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணா கேபிட்டல் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். ஓகே, heavy advertisement expenditure while launching a product is a deferred revenue expenditure. Launching a product and money. Branch of accounting that deals with ratio analysis. நீங்க அதெல்லாம் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணணும். மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் அக்கௌண்டிங், ரேஷியோ அனாலிசிஸ், ஃபண்ட் ஃப்ளோ, கேஷ் ஃப்ளோ யார் பண்ணுவாங்க? பட்ஜெட்லாம் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் அக்கௌண்டிங் பண்ணுவாங்க. Branch of accounting that provides information for decision making is also management accounting. Branch of accounting that provides information to the shareholders about financial results and position, financial accounts. Amount spent on research. ரெண்டு வேர்ட் யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க, ரிசர்ச் அண்ட் டெவலப்மெண்ட், R&D. ரிசர்ச் டெவலப்மெண்ட். ரிசர்ச்னா ப்ராசஸ் ஆஃப் ஃபைண்டிங் அர்த்தம். ரிசர்ச் இஸ் அ ப்ராசஸ் ஆஃப் ஃபைண்டிங். டெவலப்மெண்ட் இஸ் நதிங் பட் converting a successful research into a product. So research expense is a revenue expenditure. Development expenditure is a capital expenditure. Development expenditure is a capital expenditure. Research பண்ற வரைக்கும் அந்த எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ் இருக்கு, அதுல ரிசல்ட்ஸ் எதுவும் தெரியாது. அது சக்சஸ்ஃபுல் ஆச்சுன்னா அதுக்கப்புறம் நீங்க ஃபர்தரா டெவலப் பண்ணுவீங்களா, பேட்டன்ட் ரைட், காப்பி ரைட் அந்த மாதிரி பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ணா கேபிட்டல் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர். ஓகே, ரிசர்ச் இஸ் a revenue expenditure. Purchase of patent or copyright, patent right, copyright எல்லாமே capital expenditure. Cost of overhauling a second hand machine purchase. Second hand ஒரு machine purchase பண்றோம், immediately repair பண்றீங்க, what is it? Capital expenditure. System of accounting that recognizes transaction under mercantile system. Mercantile system na accrual basis accounting na. Accrual concept. They follow which concept? Accrual concept. Provision for bad debt is a contra account. Contingent liabilities na liability that may or may not arise not, are recorded in balance sheet or recorded in P&L account or disclosed in notes to accounts. Just disclosed in notes to accounts. They are not recorded in P&L account and balance sheet. A company disclosed only important information. It followed materiality. It followed materiality. அடுத்தது பாருங்க, அதே क्वेश्चन தான் violated என்னன்னு கேட்டிருக்காங்க. Full disclosure. Material information மட்டும் கொடுத்தா all information will not be disclosed. So எது ஃபாலோ பண்றாங்க? மெட்டீரியாலிட்டி கான்செப்ட் ஃபாலோ பண்றாங்க. எதை வயலேட் பண்றாங்க? ஃபுல் டிஸ்க்ளோஷர் பண்றதை வயலேட் பண்றாங்க. If there is no foreseeable future, the balance sheet will be prepared using cost approach, conservatism, going concern, no liquidation approach. No going concern, what is the meaning? No going concern, what is the meaning? Future இல்லைன்னு அர்த்தம். ஃபியூச்சர் இல்லைன்னு அர்த்தம். லிக்விடேட் பண்ண போறோம்னு அர்த்தம். லிக்விடேட் பண்ண போறோம்னு அர்த்தம். சேல் பண்ற வேல்யூ அசெட் எழுதுவோம், பே பண்ற வேல்யூ லைபிலிட்டி எழுதுவோம். So we should prepare using which approach? Liquidation approach. Balance sheet is prepared based on going concern. Balance sheet is prepared based on going concern assumption. Stakeholders refers to shareholders இல்ல, stakeholders. All the above. ஒரு பிசினஸ்ல யார் யாருக்கெல்லாம் இம்பாக்ட் இருக்கோ அவங்க எல்லாமே ஸ்டேக் ஹோல்டர்ஸ். அவங்க எம்ப்ளாயீஸ், கஸ்டமர்ஸ், சப்ளையர்ஸ், கவர்மெண்ட் எல்லாமே ஸ்டேக் ஹோல்டர்ஸ். எம்ப்ளாயீஸ் ஆஃப் தி பிசினஸ் ஆர் இன்டர்னல் யூசர்ஸ், நம்ம உங்ககிட்ட ஒர்க் பண்றவங்க. கிரெடிட்டர்ஸ் ஆர் which one? External users. Lenders are external users. Managers and CEOs are internal users of financial statement. நம்ம P&L account balance sheet யூஸ் பண்றாங்க இல்லையா? Creditors and lenders are external to the business. Employees and managers, CEOs are internal to the business. Then, purchase of diesel for consumption should be debited to நீங்க என்ன பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்றீங்க? டீசல் பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்றீங்க. அது பர்ச்சேஸ் அக்கௌண்ட் தான். ஃபேக்டரி அக்கௌண்ட் அது கேபிட்டல் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர் ஆகும். expenses account. Expenses account. Amount spent in increasing the capacity should be the capital expenditure or revenue expenditure. Increasing the capacity. Is it capital expenditure or revenue expenditure? Capital expenditure now should be debited to machinery account. Capital expenditures are recorded in which account? Asset account. Bank account is a personal account. Trial balance is a none of these. That's account. Just summary of accounts. Suspense account also none of these. Goods distributed as sample. Goods distributed as sample. The correct journal entry is abdiya. Goods கொடுத்திருக்கும். Advertisement to purchases account. Goods தான் கொடுத்திருக்கும். Goods purchase பண்ணும்போது already entry pass பண்ணிருப்பீங்க. Purchase to cash. அந்த goods sample கொடுத்தா advertisement to purchases. Advertisement to goods நம்ம ஒரு லெஜரே மெயின்டைன் பண்ண மாட்டோம். Goods purchase பண்ணும்போது goods account data to cash போடுறோமா purchase to cash. Purchase to cash. When those goods are used for advertisement purpose, என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க? Advertisement to purchases. Okay. So, advertisement to purchases. Not advertisement to cash. Advertisement expenses paid in cash, not advertisement to cash. Trade discount. இன்னைக்கு கிளாஸ்ல எல்லாம் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணும். ஜர்னல் என்ட்ரி பாஸ் பண்ணும்போது இந்த ட்ரேட் டிஸ்கவுண்ட் புக்ஸ்ல ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணுவோமா நாட் ரெக்கார்டட்? Trade discount record padoma matoma? We will not record. We will not record. Not recorded. Trade discount is not recorded in the books. Cash discount is debited to discount. அடுத்தது பார்த்தோம் cash discount allowed account data. Clear? Trade discount is given at the time of selling or buying. That is not recorded in the books at all. Further discount கொடுத்தா that discount will be recorded. What is called as cash discount? If you pay money on time, extra discount is given. That is recorded in books. Okay. So, cash discount is entry pata debtors debit பண்ணுவோம் இல்லையா? Discount account data to debtors account. Trade discount is not recorded. Cash discount is recorded. GST collected on sales is and paid to the government is pay to the government. Pay பண்ணிட்டு எப்படி liability? உங்களுக்கு எக்ஸ்பென்ஸா நீங்க உங்க பாக்கெட்ல இருந்து கொடுக்குறீங்களா ஜிஎஸ்டி? கஸ்டமர்ல இருந்து கலெக்ட் பண்ணி நம்ம கவர்மெண்ட் பே பண்றோம். It is neither an income nor an expense nor a liability. None of these. GST, for example, நீங்க ஸ்டூடெண்ட் ஃபீஸ் பே பண்றீங்க, அதுல ஜிஎஸ்டி பே பண்றீங்க, அதை நான் கலெக்ட் பண்ணி கவர்மெண்ட்டுக்கு பே பண்றேன். கலெக்ட் பண்றது எனக்கு இன்கம் கிடையாது, பே பண்றது எனக்கு எக்ஸ்பென்ஸும் கிடையாது. GST is not your income, not your expense. பே பண்ணிட்டோம்னா லைபிலிட்டியும் கிடையாது. நெக்ஸ்ட் பாருங்க, ஜிஎஸ்டி கலெக்டட் பட் நாட் பெய்ட் டு தி கவர்மெண்ட் இஸ் a liability. கலெக்ட் பண்ணி நீங்க கவர்மெண்ட்டுக்கு பே பண்ணலைன்னா ரிப்பேர் இருக்குது. யூ டு பே ஜிஎஸ்டி பேபிள் ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணும். புரியுதா? ஜிஎஸ்டி இஸ் நாட் யுவர் இன்கம். இன்கம்னா உங்க பாக்கெட்டுக்கு போறது. ஜிஎஸ்டி உங்க பாக்கெட்ல போட்டீங்கன்னா அது இல்லீகல் இல்லையா? யூ டு பே டு தி கவர்மெண்ட். இட் இஸ் நாட் யுவர் இன்கம், இட் இஸ் நாட் யுவர் எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ் ஆல்சோ. Who is paying GST? Customer is paying GST. Customer அவங்க கலெக்ட் பண்ணி அவனுக்காக நம்ம அனுப்பணும். கஸ்டமர் ஜிஎஸ்டி பே பண்ணிருக்கோம், அதை கலெக்ட் பண்ணி நம்ம கவர்மெண்ட்டுக்கு பே பண்றோம். அவ்வளவுதான். அடுத்தது என்னது? GST paid on machine for which input credit is not available. What is this? ரொம்ப சிம்பிள். நம்ம மிஷின் பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்றோம். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், pay attention. ஒரு மிஷின் பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்றீங்க for 5 lakhs. அதுக்கு GST பே பண்றீங்க 1 lakh. இந்த GSTக்கு what do you mean by input creditனா, ப்ராடக்ட்டை சேல் பண்றோம் இல்லையா, அதுல வர கலெக்ஷன் இருக்கு இல்லையா, ஜிஎஸ்டி, அதுக்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். That is called as input credit. Input credit is not available na cost of the machine. Cost of the machine is how much? 6 lakhs na. That means the GST na adjust பண்ண முடியாது சார். ஓகே, மிஷின் பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ணிருக்கேன், ஜிஎஸ்டி பே பண்ணிருக்கேன், காஸ்ட் எவ்வளோ? 6 lakhs. இந்த மிஷினரி இன்புட் கிரெடிட் நாட் அவைலபிள்னா நான் பின்னாடி ப்ராடக்ட்டை சேல் பண்ணி ஜிஎஸ்டி வாங்குவோம் இல்லையா, கஸ்டமர் இருந்தா அதில் மேட்ச் பண்ண முடியுமானா முடியாது. நாட் அவைலபிள்னா it will be taken as a capital expenditure. It will be taken as which one? Otherwise, what is the machine cost? GST எவ்வளவு pay பண்ணிருக்கீங்க? நீங்க adjust பண்ண முடியுமா? முடியாது. அப்போ what is the cost of the machine? So it is a capital expenditure. Next, GST paid on machine on which input credit is available now. What is the cost of the machine? 5 lakhs. GST நான் பே பண்ணத பின்னாடி நான் கஸ்டமருக்கு ப்ராடக்ட் சேல் பண்ணி கலெக்ட் பண்றேன் இல்லையா? ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் கரண்ட் இயர் ஒரு GST ஆன் சேல்ஸ் கம்ஸ் டு 2 lakhs. கவர்மெண்ட் நான் 2 lakhs பே பண்ண வேண்டியது. இந்த GST அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணிட்டு பேலன்ஸ் பே பண்ணா போதும். அது பேர் இன்புட் கிரெடிட்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அப்போ what is the cost of the machine? 5 lakhs அர்த்தம். which means இந்த GST ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் கரண்ட் இயர்ல சேல்ஸ் பண்றோம் அந்த GST கலெக்ட் ஆகும் இல்லையா? அதை அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம்னா then it is none of the above. உங்களுக்கு இன்கம் கிடையாது, எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ் கிடையாது. Capital expenditure can become which one? Revenue expenditure. True. எப்படி? Example, depreciation. 5 lakhs spend பண்றீங்க, அதை டைட் அப் பண்றோம் இல்லையா? 5 years, 4 years அந்த மாதிரி. A capital expenditure can become which one? Revenue expenditure. Next, a revenue expenditure can become capital expenditure. A revenue expenditure can become capital expenditure. No chance. False. Depreciation is a revenue expenditure. இது cash ல pay பண்றதுல it is a non-cash expense. It is debited to which account? P&L account. So answer is all the above. So எடுத்தோடனே பார்த்தோன்னே டிசைட் பண்ணாதீங்க. ஓகே, ஆப்ஷன்ஸ் எல்லாத்தையும் பார்த்து டிசைட் பண்ணுங்க. Rent paid to owner's residence from owner's personal account. யார் ரெண்ட் பே பண்ணிருக்கோம்? ஓனரோட ரெசிடென்ஸ். யார் பே பண்ணிருக்கா? ஓனர் பே பண்ணிருக்காங்க. என்ன பண்ணும்? ஓனரோட வீட்டுக்கு ஓனர் ரெண்ட் பே பண்ணிருக்காங்க. None of these. It will not be recorded in books. நீங்க பிசினஸ் நடத்துறீங்க, உங்க வீட்டுக்கு ரெண்ட் உங்க பாக்கெட்ல இருந்து கொடுத்துருக்கீங்க, அது பிசினஸ்ல ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணுவோமே என்ன? It will not be recorded at all. Rent paid to owner's residence from business account. இது என்னது? Owner's residence from business account of the pay panna, it will be debited to which one? Drawings. It will be debited to drawings. Okay, so how many questions we have done? 128 questions covers your basic concepts or whatever is there for today's topic. Okay, what is the next topic? BRS rectification of errors. While discussing BRS or before starting BRS, I will also include cash book. Tomorrow what we are going to do is start with cash book. Only when you understand cash book, you will understand which one? BRS. Then once you understand BRS, we can do which one? Rectification of errors. Please remember, reconciliation means analyzing the reason for difference. உங்கள்கிட்ட ஒரு ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் இருக்கு, எங்கிட்ட ஒரு ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் இருக்கு. டிஃபரன்ஸை பார்த்தா அதுக்கு பேர் என்னது? ரெக்கன்சிலியேஷன். ரெக்டிஃபிகேஷன் கிடையாது. எரர்ஸ் ரெக்டிஃபை பண்ண மாட்டோம். பிஆர்எஸ்ல ஆர் வி கோயிங் டு ரெக்டிஃபை எரர்ஸ்? நோ. பட் ரெக்டிஃபிகேஷன் ஆஃப் எரர்ஸ்ல we will rectify errors. மிஸ்டேக் ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணி கரெக்ட் பண்றது என்னது? ரெக்டிஃபிகேஷன் ஆஃப் எரர்ஸ். So we will do that tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow BRS, then which one? Rectification of errors, and of course I will cover up depreciation also. Depreciation is another topic you are learning from +1 and +2, but certain additional questions, MCQs alone, we will discuss tomorrow about which one? Depreciation, different methods of depreciation, how to calculate and mari, because 2 or 3 questions are tested from depreciation accounting also. So tomorrow what we are going to do is learn the concept of cash book and BRS, solve the problems. Then learn the concept of rectification of errors, solve the problems, MCQs based on that. Then learn the concept of which one? Revise the concept of depreciation and solve MCQ based on which one? Depreciation and the money. Today we learned all the concepts together and went for solving MCQ, but now we are style learn. Clear? Concept, topic, concept, topic, concept, topic and the money. We will solve MCQs based on that. Okay. So we'll meet tomorrow.